I? What am I? Where am I? What I am not? Who am I not? Where I am not? The biggest object of investigation for all mystical traditions and traditions of metaphysics is inquiry and investigation into the nature of I. What is this I? Who is this I? What is the true nature of I? The key to resolution of all sorrows, sufferings, and problems afflicting our lives lies in an authentic answer to this perennial query: who am I? What am I? What is my essential nature? So today let's begin to investigate the nature of I, because this I is experienced by everyone, whether stupid or most knowledgeable. Every jiva is ever experiencing at least this I. I is an object of, if I may say so, immediate experience for each one of us, and yet we are ever unaware about the true nature of I. So let's begin the investigation of this I, that is me, aham, main, with the help of some verses of Vivekachudamani of Jagat Guru AdiShankaracharya. We are going to investigate, examine the true nature of I with the help of Vivekachudamani, and we are going to take up two verses, verse number 512 and 13. These two verses we will take up today to know our true nature, not by just reading or believing in the words of anybody, even if it's AdiShankara or the Lord. No, we will investigate, examine whether it is true or false. So, let's begin the investigation about our true nature, as to what I am, who am I. In these verses, when Jagat Guru AdiShankara instructs his disciple about his true nature, the nature of I, and once that instruction sinks deeper into the hearts and minds of the students, then what happens? then the student realizes, means he sees the reality face to face. He experiences the essence and the reality of his or her own existence directly, immediately, intuitively, and then he begins to declare the true nature that he has discovered just now. Just now, the teacher was trying to impress through the words, but now the student, the seeker, has now realized the truth of those divine words of the teacher and declares, as in Sloka 512. Avyaktādi asthūla parayantametat vishvam yatrābhāsa matram pratītam vyoma prakhyam sukshma madhyantahinam brahmadvaitam yatta devahamasmi brahmadvaitam yatta devahamasmi. The word or catch line is Brahmadvaitam yatta devahamasmi, Brahmadvaitam yatta devahamasmi, Brahmadvaitam yatta devahamasmi, Brahmadvaitam yatta devahamasmi. Yatta devahamasmi, yatta eva ahamasmi. Whatever is, whatever exists, it's I alone. Whatever exists, yatta eva ahamasmi. I verily shine or exist wherever, whatever appears as existing, and that is of the nature of Brahmadvaitam, the non-dual Brahman, the non-dual pure consciousness is verily my nature. I am that non-dual pure consciousness, that is Advitiya Brahma, and I alone manifest as everything everywhere, starting from unmanifest avyaktadini, that's the Maya, avyaktadini sthaparyantam, starting from the unmanifest nature down to this entire gross universe, Prakriti, of the names and forms. These all appearances are in me, upon me. The entire universe, in simple words, the entire world of names and forms is appearing in me, the non-dual Brahman. Whatever, yatta eva ahamasmi. Yatta means here indicating the entire universe of names and forms, starting from the unmanifest avyakta, that is Maya, that is power of the Lord, to the gross universe that we perceive through our sensory perception. Everything yatta eva ahamasmi, Brahmadvaitam. This is the catchword. I am that non-dual Brahman. Brahman means pure consciousness. Pure consciousness means Brahman, the supreme reality, ultimate truth. I am that non-dual Brahman, that is pure consciousness, in which the entire phenomenal universe, starting from the unmanifest nature to this gross world of names and forms, and Vishwam yatra bhasamitram pratitam, as I have explained, its appearance. This entire world of names and forms is an appearance, a shadow in me, upon me, not outside me. I am that mirror. I, Advaita Brahman, the non-dual Brahman, I am, in and upon which the entire world of names and forms is starting from Abhyakt, that is unmanifest nature, to this gross world of names and forms which we are observing. This entire phenomenal universe is mere appearance, as shadow appears in the mirror. This entire universe is appearing in me, upon me, through me. There is nothing outside me. There is nothing other than me. Yatta yattad eva ahamasmi. I alone appear and upon myself. I am the mirror and I alone am the reflection in the mirror. That is the purport. Vyoma prakhyam sukshmadyantahinam. Though that supreme reality is beyond words, and yet, since the ether, the sky, is the subtlest object we know in the empirical world, relative world, so he is saying, I am like ether, sky, space, which is subtlest object or matter available in the nature. I am subtle like a sky, and which is without beginning and an end. He is explaining the true nature of I, my nature, and giving the illustration of the space. That illustration is easier to understand. So, like space, I, Advaita Brahma, of the nature of Brahman, of the nature of pure consciousness, am like space. And what is the nature of the space? Sukshma Adyantahinam. In our practical experience, everything we see is being experienced as an object of birth and death, but not space. Space is very subtle, and space, as we experience, is without beginning and without end, and it's the subtlest matter. Even so, I, Advaita Brahman, the non-dual Brahman alone is appearing. Yatta yatta eva brahmasmi. The non-dual Brahman that I am, I alone am existing, appearing as existing, abhasamatra. As in the mirror, the shadow appears, the image appears. Even so, this entire world of names and forms appears to exist. In myself, there is nothing outside me, other than me, different from me. No, this entire universe is just abhasamatram. imagined in me, upon me. The real purport in English, the term should be imaginary appearance. This entire abhasa matram, it's not real. I imagine, oh, my closest friend whom I was studying in the university or the school, I am imagining his presence. It's abhasa matra. My near and dear ones who might have departed from this world, I am imagining that he is or she is here. So that appearance in the mind is not real. Even so, this entire, what he is trying to suggest and what is the purport of the Advaita Vedanta is that this entire world of names and forms that we experience, the transactional world, is not separate from me, outside me, other than me. The entire world, the entire universe is an appearance in me, the pure non-dual consciousness. That is Advitiya Brahmana, Advaita Brahma. The non-dual Brahman that I am, yatta yatta eva ahamasmi. Whatever name, whatever form, whatever appearance, whatever imagination you are experiencing is nothing but other than the expression of the I, the pure consciousness, non-dual consciousness. That is the soul and whole reality in ultimate investigation. And wherever and whatever you perceive or experience, it's not other than Advitiya Brahman yatta yatta eva ahamasmi. I alone am. When the truth has sunk deeper and the seeker, the student has realized his true nature, then he is saying in these verses that there is no separate world from me, the good and bad world. No. The entire phenomenal universe is starting from avyakta prakriti, unmanifest, down to the gross world made of the basic 5 elements and being perceived and experienced through 5 sensory organs is nothing but abhas matram, an appearance, imaginary, illusory appearance upon me, in me. There is nothing other than me. And who am I? What am I? I am Advitiya Brahmana, Advaita Brahma. I am non-dual Brahman, non-dual pure consciousness. I am, in which the entire universe is mere appearance. Wherever, whatever appears to exist, it's I who is manifesting in that form, appears to exist. And due to ignorance, I think that, oh, I am confined to this body, and outside this mind body of mine, there is a separate world, a different universe. That is due to ignorance. There is nothing separate from me. There is nothing other than me. There is nothing, no one outside me. The fundamental ignorance and delusion arises because of long held conviction that I am body. This body is mine, and this body, mind, intellect identity is my soul and whole identity and personality. That is the fundamental ignorance. That is why we perceive that, oh, I am this, indicating towards this body, and there is world outside me. Now shift that focus from body-centric identity to Atma-centric, self-centric, that is consciousness-centric identity. Once you go deeper within, what he is indicating is that beyond all these mutable, changeable, ephemeral names and forms and bodies, and this my own body too is part of that, starting from Abhyakta Prakriti to this entire phenomenal universe, part of the Maya. It's not others or the other physical phenomenal universe we experience, but this so-called my own body, my own mind, my own senses, they are also other to me. Once I begin to investigate, when I say that Advitiya Brahma yatta yattad eva ahamasmi Brahma advaitam yatta tatta ahamasmi. Whenever you experience anything, there is nothing other than the non-dual Brahman which is manifesting, and that I am, ahamasmi, I, the non-dual Brahman alone, yatta tadda, whatever may manifest. Yatta tadda, very powerful phrase here. Yatta tadda eva, whatever form, in whatever way, whatever appears to exist, is ahamasmi, I alone, to emphasize the point that without exception, whenever, wherever, whatever you experience as an object of experience other than you is nothing but you, Advitiya Brahman, Advaita Brahman, non-dual Brahman alone, ahamasmi, in that manifestation. These are deeper truths. It takes time for contemplation, for imbibing the true import. So, those who don't understand Advaita Vedanta would say, oh, you are saying you are Advitiya Brahman and you alone are appearing as anything and everything as and when the world appears. How stupid it is! No, when I am saying I, the I that is impure, the I that you have not investigated, that you have identified as this body-mind complex. Once you go and investigate and examine the true nature of I, then you realize that I is nowhere to be found in either in mind or intellect or the body parts. I is nothing but self-shining, self-luminous, self-existing, pure consciousness, and that pure consciousness is verily called Brahman, non-dual Brahman, Advitiya Brahman, and that is, the word is non-dual. There is no division, there is no duality, there is no trade in pure consciousness, the Brahman. The entire duality, the entire trade and multiplicity you see is in Maya, that is Prakriti, that is the nature, the scene, ordinarily speaking, the Drishya, entire multiplicity, variety, duality is in the objects being perceived, but there is no duality in the eternal perceiver. Entire duality is in the object of experiencer, object of experience, but the experiencer is the absolute experiencer I am talking about. There is no other experiencer other than I. That is of the nature of pure consciousness, absolute awareness. I is not an organ, either subtle or gross. I is infinite, self-shining light of consciousness, and as the substratum of the entire phenomenal universe, I alone appear. As take the illustration, all the vessels made of clay, whether clay pot, clay pitcher, clay jar, clay cup, clay pots, essentially in name and form they are different, separate, but in essence, that is, what is it made of? What is the substratum of all the clay vessels? Clay, and clay is the only substance and substratum of all the clay vessels. Therefore, all clay vessels are nothing but clay. Similarly, all ornaments made out of gold are essentially not necklace, not ring, finger ring or golden bangle, but gold and gold and gold alone. Whether whirlpool or foam or waves on the surface of the ocean, they are different in name and form, but essentially the infinite water of the ocean alone is appearing as all this. Even so, the pure consciousness that is called Brahman, Advitiya Brahman, alone is the substratum, Adhara, substratum of the entire phenomenal world of names and forms, and that phenomenal universe is mere appearance. It has no independent reality of its own. The reality is Brahman, the pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is like gold or clay or the water which appears as various names and forms. The substance, substratum is one, non-dual. To illustrate it further, how one alone appears as many. One Brahmadvaitam yatta yattad eva ahamasmi. Advitiya Brahman, non-dual Brahman alone I am, and I alone am appearing yatta atta eva, in whatever way. Eva, emphasis is eva, verily I alone, there is none other than me. Eva means emphasis, verily I am He. I alone am appearing as this entire universe. There is nothing other than me, and I am essentially Brahmadvaitam. So, I am everywhere, in everything, ever present reality. To illustrate this reality, let's take the next verse. He explains it further by the examples. Sarvadharam sarvavastu prakasham sarvakaram sarvagam sarvashunyam nityam shuddham nishchalam nirvikalpam brahmadvaitam yattadevahamasmi. Brahmadvaitam yattadevahamasmi. Brahmadvaitam yattadevahamasmi. I am that non-dual Brahman. Whichever way, whatever exists, I alone exist, I alone appear, and I am Sarvadharam, Sarvavastu Prakasham, Sarvadhama Adhara, substratum. I am substratum of all. I, one non-dual Brahman, the pure consciousness, am substratum of entire universe. All names and forms that manifest as nature, as Prakriti, as world are nothing but I alone appear, manifest. For I am substratum, adharam, I am adhara of sarvam. So, in one word, I am substratum of, I am essence of all, of everything, of everyone. It must sink deeper unless and until you loosen the knots, you understand. Everyone, everything, everywhere that you perceive or experience is nothing but manifestation, imaginary appearance of that one Advitiya Brahmana, the pure consciousness, Sarvadharam, which is substratum. Pure consciousness is substratum of the entire universe, the Brahman. As gold is substratum of all golden ornaments, water is the substratum of whirlpool, foam, bubble. As clay is substratum of all clay vessels, even so I, the pure consciousness, non-dual Brahman, am adhara sarvam. I am basis, ground, foundation, substratum of everyone, everything, everywhere. I alone appear as everyone, everything, everywhere. There is nothing other than me. Sarvadharam, sarvavastu prakasham. I alone illumine sarvavastu, everything. This needs illustration. Don't take it literally. It has a deeper meaning. Sarvadharam, sarvavastu prakasham, sarvakaram, sarvagam, sarvashunyam. I'll explain this word in a while, sarvavastu prakasham. But before that, let me take these three words. I am sarvakaram. I am appearing in every form. All forms are mine. Sarvakaram. Sarvagam, I am omnipresent. I am pervading and permeating everything, everywhere, in every form. That's what is Sarvagam, omnipresent. There is nothing ever, mind the word, not at the present only, ever there was neither anything nor ever would be anywhere anything that would be other than me. All forms are nothing but my own forms. For I am omnipresent, I am present in everything. Sarvagam, sarvadharam, sarvagam, sarvakaram, sarvashunyam. Sarvakaram, in every akar, in every form that you see. This entire world is made of names and forms. So in every name and every form, I am verily manifesting. There is nothing other than me. There is nothing other than pure consciousness which is appearing in every name and form. And Sarvagam, I am omnipresent. I am permeating, pervading everyone, everything, ever, everywhere. And Sarvashunyam, what is the meaning of Sarvashunyam? I am free from everything. What is he trying to indicate? The so-called world of names and forms which is characterized by multiplicity, variety, difference, duality. I am free from all this. How come? In my essence, The gold is one, but the golden ornaments are millions and billions and trillions by names and forms. Earth or clay is one, but earthen or clay vessels could be millions and trillions, but the essence is one. Even so, sarvashunyam, all variety, distinction, difference, duality is in names and forms, but in my true nature, that is pure consciousness, Advitiya Brahman, sarvashunyam, none of these names and forms there exist. I am free from all multiplicity in my true nature. This world, now he is indicating here true nature, and then he is saying, though I am appearing everywhere as everything in every name and form, and yet in my true nature I am free, sarvashunyam, I am free from all duality, all names and forms in my ultimate nature. That pure consciousness, once you go in samadhi, when you transcend your mental modifications, there is nothing, no name, no form, either subtle or gross, nothing. You experience, you can experience. That is my nature. Nityam Shuddham Nischalam Nirvikalpam. I am eternal, I am pure, I am motionless, I am Nirvikalpam, absolute, unconditioned, infinite I am. There is nothing other than me. That is absoluteness. Nirvikalpam, free from all vikalpas. There is no alternative to me. There is no duality in me. There is nothing other than me. There is no conditionality in me. I am ever unconditioned, absolute, sovereign reality. One non-dual reality I am. And in my essence I am Brahmadvaitam yatta yatta eva ahamasmi. So in whatever way, whatever form, whatever name, whatever shape, whatever appears to exist, I alone am manifesting, and yet in my true nature, in my pure nature, that is in pure consciousness, there is no duality, there is no triad of knowing, knowable and knower. No, this is in ignorance that I alone, one non-dual pure consciousness, that is my true nature as I, due to the power of unmanifest, that is Prakriti Avyakta, I appear and the entire world of multiplicity and duality appears. That is why it's unreal. Appearance means it is not real. I am appearing right now, I am recording this video, so in the mobile I am appearing exactly when I am indicating, moving my fingers, there also my fingers are moving, my lips are, as if I am there, but it's a mere appearance. The mobile is mobile and mobile and mobile alone, there is not a single inch where the Sacchidananda, his body, has entered into, and yet I am appearing to speak from there also. A reflection is my reflection. Even so, this entire world of names and forms is mere shadow, mere reflection, mere appearance in me, upon me, and of me alone. I am the reflector, I am the reflected too. They are not two. That is why, now I will explain this a little deeper understanding required. Sarva Vastu Prakasham. The Brahman, the I, ever shining I, the pure consciousness is called the illuminer of all, the light of all lights, as Sakshi Chetana. So what? This bulb or these two bulbs are illuminating the objects of this room. So what? The table is separate, this Sacchidanand body is separate, this bed is separate, this fridge, this, all these are separate. So what is this? You are illuminer. This electricity light radiating through these bulbs is illumining, radiating, revealing the objects here, but they are separate. So what do you mean when you say Sarva Vastu Prakasham? I alone am illuminer of all the objects. The meaning in Advaita Vedanta is twofold, two things. Here, when we say, and when Advaita Vedanta says, and that is a matter of experience, when I say I alone reveal or alone illumine the entire universe, it has two things to be. My illumination, my power of consciousness or cognition alone testifies to the existence of that subject, particular object. That's one thing. The second, but most difficult to understand, but more important is that I, the light of consciousness, alone am the substratum of the objects being revealed. Here is the mystery. So I am not Sarvavastu Prakasham, but Sarvadharam. So these two are, and that's why these two terms are together. Sarvadharam, Sarvavastu Prakasham. And here in Advaita Vedanta, the one who is Sarvadhar alone is Sarvavastu Prakasham. Here, Sarvadhara, this table is made of wood. This table is made of wood. This chair is made of plastic. So, Adhar of this plastic chair is plastic. The Adhar substratum of this table is wood. But illuminer is different. Illuminer is electricity. But not in the case of I, me and this entire universe. There, the substratum and illuminer are one and the same. That is Sat Chit Ananda. The Sat, the eternal existence, is always of the nature of consciousness, pure consciousness. The existence is not something separate from the light of consciousness. The light of consciousness, Prajnana Swarupa, alone is the ultimate nature of reality. It is not an object. The entire world of objectivity is appearance, imaginary. The reality, the substratum is of the nature of light of consciousness. So that which is Sarvadhara alone is Sarvavastu Prakasham. As pure consciousness, Advitiya Brahman, I am substratum of all Sarvadharam, and I alone am revealer, illuminer of the existence of everything. Without the light of consciousness, who will testify? Who will prove the existence of the universe? Nothing. Not sun, not moon, not galaxies, not stars, not the light of electricity of fire can testify. These are all material lights. These all material lights borrow light from me. I, the Brahman, Advitiya, non-dual, pure consciousness. I am light of the lights. I am self, luminous light. And without my light, the light of electricity or the moon or sun or fire are as good as dead, non-existence. When in the deep sleep there is no light, but my light of consciousness is ever shining even in the profound sleep, which is witness to the absence of phenomenal experiences, the entire complete absence of any mental experiences that we undergo every day during so-called waking and dream states. During the deep sleep, there is complete absence of any experience, and that complete absence of any experience is witnessed by me, the pure consciousness, the Brahman. I am that light. And that light alone is substratum, Aadhar of everything, and that too is the revealer, illuminer. And that is immutable, eternal reality. That's why it's the Brahman. That's a sacred, the supreme reality. Let me give a couple of more examples to illustrate it further. What is Aadhar, substratum? It's very simple to understand. First, understand a few examples of the relative world. This bed sheet or this cloth, what is Aadhar of this? Cloth has cotton and thread as its Aadhara. What is the substratum of all the clothes? Cotton and cotton and cotton and cotton. Without cotton, you won't have any cloth. So cotton, that is the material cause, upadana karana. So that is Aadhara. The cotton alone has been made into shirt, pant, bed sheet and all the clothes that you are using. So Aadhar of the cloth is cotton. What is Aadhar of golden jewelry? Gold is Aadhara. The gold alone has been converted into, transformed into, shaped into millions and billions of jewelry. The clay is Aadhar of all the clay vessels. The Aadhar is one, and Aadhar alone is appearing as various names and forms. So even in the same way, pure consciousness, Suddha Bodha is Aadhar, and that is Brahman. The Brahman word is not Brahman. What is the matter? What is the substance which is here right now available, and how the Brahman is available of being experienced? The Brahman is of the nature of pure consciousness, infinite intelligence, absolute awareness. And tell me, whether you are a believer or non-believer, whether you are agnostic or communist, it doesn't matter. Do you have ever experienced a lack of awareness in you? Not lack of intelligence or intellect, no. The power of awareness, the power of consciousness has never ever been experienced by any jiva, ever. It can never be. Whether you are a stupid person or most enlightened or intelligent person, you are a greater scientist or a dull dud donkey human, it doesn't matter. The power of consciousness is ever present, which alone is illumining the daily transactional chain of activities, experiences that you are going. Tell me, right at the moment when I am speaking particular words, particular sentences in particular language, I am trying to explain something. Which light you would say here, this light? Today also the light went out, the electricity went out for a few moments, it returned back. But even then, my light was present. Equally, the same light which is present at this moment, my own light, the same light is present in all the states, in the waking, in the dreaming, in the sound sleep. That light, that immutable light is the ultimate reality. That is the ever-present constant factor, and that alone appears. I am coming straight, directly to your center. The Brahman is a word. Pure consciousness is not a word. For pure consciousness, Shuddha Bodha alone is called Brahman in Advaita Vedanta, and that Shuddha Bodha is present right now, right here, as what? It's ever shining as I, aham, and its nature is not gross or subtle objectivity, but absolute ever shining consciousness, the light of awareness, that sees everything, that perceives everything, that experiences everything, and that one non-dual perceiver of all perceptions, experiencer of all experiences, knower of all knowings, the seer of all objective worlds, is none other than me. Who else is perceiving or has ever perceived as far as I know? Who has seen or experienced anything other than I? And where is I? What is I? The I is not an organ. The organs definitely, these are instruments, the 5 sense organs of mine and my body. I am using as my instruments, as my equipments, but I am not eye or ear or mouth or nose or skin or body. I am neither mind nor intellect. Forget about the senses. These are my equipments in this stage of relativity, and I am seeing, experiencing, perceiving the entire universe through these equipments. So these equipments, including this body, senses, mind and intellect, are separate from me, and I am using, they are under me, they are under my command, they are subservient to me. Nay, they are my own. They are not separate essentially, for in my absence they are dead. Nothing will operate. So I am of the nature of pure consciousness, ever available, only immutable, eternal reality, ever shining, self-shining mind. The word self-shining means independent, absolute, never conditioned by any conditionality, either of time, space or causation. Nothing affects me, nothing can touch me. I am the only immutable, eternal, constant, absolute reality as pure consciousness, and that is why I am called Brahmadvaitam yatta tadda eva ahamasmi, and I alone am appearing in everything, everywhere, in every form. So the purport and the essence of today's discourse is what AdiShankaracharya is trying to suggest. Brahmadvaitam yattadda eva ahamasmi. I, that is of the nature of pure consciousness, that is of nature of Advitiya Brahman. I am substratum, I am foundation, I am the basis, I am the essence, I am foundation of everything, and I am only reality. I am the one non-dual reality of the nature of pure consciousness, in and upon which the entire phenomenal universe is mere appearance, abhasamatram, and my appearance is not separate from me, independent from me. It is through me, it is upon me. My images, my shadows are not separate from me. They are false imaginations. So this entire phenomenal universe, whatever it is, in whatever you experience, whatever way it appears, it's I. When the sun shines, it's I ultimately who shine. When the moon or the stars shine, it's I alone who shine. When the sun, moon and the stars and the galaxy exist, it's I alone who is appearing as sun and moon and galaxies and stars. There is none other than me. There is none separate from me. All the names and forms, either of the animal kingdom, plant life, human life, demon life, divine life, gods, all the life forms, whether sentient or insentient, stone life, the mighty mountains and deepest oceans or rivers or what, everything that is appearing in this world is nothing but my own manifestation, my own appearance, abhasamatram. But in reality, I am, there one word, it begs a little illustration and explanation. Nirvikalpam. Essentially, in ultimate reality, there is no other than me, but due to ignorance, the separate different appearances are appearing through Maya. But I, in my reality, am always Nirvikalpam, is absolute, unconditioned, unfettered, self-shining, self-existing reality I am, and there is nothing other than me. There is no duality. Nirvikalpa means no vikalpa, no alternative, no separate, no duality, nothing other than me. I alone was, I alone am, I alone would be ever. The cycles of Satyuga, Treta, Dwapar, Kali Yuga, they come and go in the state of ignorance, but I, one reality, am shining through all. I alone am appearing as the entire universe, and even when the gold has been converted as necklace, as golden bangle, as a ring, the gold and gold alone is there. Even so, whether it's a plant life or animal kingdom, whether elephant or tiger or man or woman, it's me. Whether the ocean or mountain, the rocks, in everything, in every form, I alone am appearing. Abhasamatram, but in reality I am one. The appearances are many. There is duality, but in my essence I am non-dual. One, ek advitiya. Therefore there is nothing other than me, there is nothing separate from me. There is no, that is the meaning of AdiShankara's declaration, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha, means this world, the Jiva and the world are, he is not saying they are not existing. They are not existing separate from Brahman, that is independent of pure consciousness. There is nothing whatsoever, even when there was no world, though no phenomenal universe. I am with reference to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Uttartapani and the Singha Upanishad. Simply I am not quoting the verses. The reference is there. That's the most fundamental to understand Advaita Vedanta. Even when the entire world was absent, that light of pure consciousness, that is the nature of Atman, the self, was self-shining as it is shining today. Even when there was nothing in the world, I was existing and I was of the nature of self-awareness, self-consciousness. I was not conscious of anything, and in fact even the so-called origin or creation of the world, it appears that I am conscious or aware of something separate from me, but essentially there is nothing separate from me. I am conscious of myself. Even the world outside me is not separate from me. All the forms and names are my names. All the qualities are my qualities, though I am essentially without any attributes and quality. I am essentially ultimately formless, and yet all the forms you perceive, experience and you would ever do are my own forms. As Lord Krishna says, and I will conclude with that, in 13th chapter, Sarvatah, and Upanishads also declare the same truth. Sarvat, about that Supreme Brahman, Advitiya Brahman, that I am, that you are. What is the nature? How does it manifest? Sarvatah panipadam tat sarvatokshe shiro mukham sarvatah shrotimalloke sarvamavritya tisthasi. That one Supreme Reality, Advitiya Brahman of the nature of pure consciousness, is appearing, and his power alone is appearing as the hands, the legs, the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, head, everything that appearing in the world is essentially that of the Supreme Lord, the Brahman, the pure consciousness, the one formless, nameless, pure consciousness alone is manifesting and appearing as it is having legs, hands, ears, nose. These bodies, they are all essentially appearances on the substratum of pure consciousness. Advaita Brahmam Brahmadvaitam Yatta Tad Eva Ahamasmi. So I alone exist, and this is the I is the first and foremost direct experience of everyone, and yet you say that you don't know Brahman. I is Brahman, I is Paramatman. The only difference is that you have identified the I, ever shining I, with the body, with the mind, with the senses. That has distorted the entire picture. Remove all the distortion and see the I as it is, the self-shining pure consciousness. I, the Atman, the self-limitless reality, the self that is of the nature of self-effulgent, self-shining light. That light is ever available to me. Directly I am perceiving that reality. Whatever even transactional experiences in the life I do, the first experience I undergo and the first thing I experience is I ever shining. And on the foundation and substratum of I, within quote and I, the entire experiences of my life depend. So I am source, substance and substratum of everything. I alone appear in all names, in all forms, as everything. Every experiences that are experienced by all the jivas are none other than and not separate from me. I, the Brahmadvaitam. Realize your true nature as that of pure consciousness, non-dual Brahman, and then you hit upon the immortality. You come to know that the death and birth, that is of the appearances, not of yours. The death and birth belongs to the body, which is an appearance, and the death and birth belongs to the world of the phenomenal universe, but not to me, the eternal witness, the universal seer and perceiver. That eternal, immutable perceiver alone is called Advitiya Brahman. That Advitiya Brahman I am. And that Advitiya Brahman, supreme reality, you are. You are all of all, you are everything. Know your true nature and become free right now, right here, from all fears, all birth and death and sorrows and sufferings, and enjoy the infinite ocean of nectar that is intrinsic to you. You are ever satiated, you are ever free, there is no conditionality in you. Experience it and become free. That is the ultimate accomplishment of human life. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham